As a golf fitness and performance specialist, people ask me all the time, Nick, what's the most effective way to increase my clubhead speed? And my answer to them is always the same. Well, that depends. Today I want to talk about 3 of the biggest factors that keep people from creating speed and give you some actionable drills and exercises that you can start working on today to help you pick up 10, 15, or even 20 yards off the tee. So the first key to reaching our power potential is golf-specific coordination, particularly in our trunk, meaning can we move our upper and lower trunk independently from one another? This might be the most low-hanging fruit for improving speed and power in the swing. Think of it like this. So when we make a backswing, we want to be able to create a stretch across the front side of our body. This is called the anterior oblique swing. It's a series of muscles that connect from one shoulder sort of into the opposite hip. So when we make a backswing, we're creating a stretch effect that's going to recoil almost like a rubber band. By creating that stretch effectively, we're going to be able to, as we push into our lead side, recoil and create maximum speed to be released into the club head. This is sometimes known as X factor or X factor stretch. So our first exercise for creating that X factor is upper trunk and lower trunk dissociation. For this exercise, we're going to put our hands across our chest and we're going to move our lower body independently from our upper body, okay? So all you're going to do is rotate side to side. You're allowing your knees to move as well as your hips, but we're not moving our upper trunk or our shoulders at all. If that's difficult for you, you can grab onto a club, hold that out in front, create a bit of a bolster here to keep your shoulders still, and do the same thing. Rotate the lower body one way and the other way, really turning those hips as far as you can. As you get better at it, you can start speeding up. Really feeling like you're getting deep into those hips. You should feel that core really lighting up, turning on, and activating across your midsection. Our next exercise is wall-assisted lower body dissociations, okay? So you're gonna stand next to a wall in golf posture. You're gonna make your shoulder turn as far as you can, outstretched arms. You're gonna be pushing into the wall with these hands, okay? So we're creating a force pushing backwards. From that position, we're gonna rotate our lower body away from the wall as far as we can, okay? So we're really feeling this upper trunk and torso lighting up, activating, pushing into the wall as we rotate the lower body away. You don't have to worry about pushing really forward. I don't want you moving backwards, certainly, but we're pushing into our lead foot, okay? I want you to be pushing into the ball of that lead foot as you rotate, okay? So I'm pushing left. As you can see, I could pretty much lift my right foot up if I wanted to. My weight is not on my right foot. I'm pushing left into the ball of that foot and I'm rotating, okay? Pushing left and rotating, really feeling that stretch across the midsection. So last, we have our band-assisted dissociation with trunk rotation. Okay, for this exercise, we're gonna grab onto a band. We're gonna step out so that there's tension on the band, okay? It's pretty much anchored right behind us around rib cage height. We're gonna grab onto it with both hands, let it pull us into a full trunk rotation, and from there, we're gonna do that same movement that we did on the wall, okay? We're gonna push into the ball of our lead foot, allowing our hips and lower body to separate from the torso. So we're gonna push into the ball of our lead foot, separate or dissociate our lower body, and then push and rotate. So as we push into the ground with that lead ball of the foot, we're gonna push hard and rotate as far as we can, and then slowly come back. Once we get this movement down and we feel like we're getting stronger, we can start adding some speed to the movement, okay? From there, we're gonna let it pull us back. Once again, pushing into the ground and letting our lower body separate, and then forcefully rotating, or rotating with power. Push, rotate. Push, rotate. The next key to improving our distance is improving our power. And it's not how you think. So power is not just about how strong you are. Our muscles are made up of slow twitch and fast twitch fibers. Both of these are very helpful in producing strength, but it's the fast twitch that are mainly involved in producing power. See, power is strength times speed. You need both components to be able to effectively create it. This is because you can move heavy weight very slowly, involving mostly your slow twitch fibers, and be very strong. But to create power, you need to move that weight with speed. This requires more focus of the neurological system and recruitment of fast twitch muscle fibers. So our first power exercise is called a med ball jump slam. In the golf swing, we move a little bit differently than we do in normal life. Normally, when we jump, we're used to raising our arms as we push up off the ground. Think going up for a slam dunk in basketball or a layup, or going up to catch a ball in football. So we're used to raising our arms and jumping at the same time. Well, in golf, we actually want to produce our vertical of our lower body. In other words, we want to produce that push up as we're pulling down or lowering our arms. So it's an opposite movement to what most of us are comfortable with. To train this movement, we're going to take a medicine ball. We're going to get in sort of like a golf athletic posture. We're going to raise the ball up above our head, and as we raise the ball, we're going to slightly squat or bend our knees. We're going to raise the ball, squat. From this position, we're going to slam and jump at the same time to really train that coordination of lowering our arms while we're jumping. Our next exercise is called a bent over med ball shot put slam. Okay, for this exercise, we're going to grab our medicine ball. We're going to get in a hip hinged or bent over position, right? So our back isn't rounded. Our back's going to be relatively neutral. We're hinged forward at the hips in an athletic stance. So whichever side we're rotating towards, that's the arm we're going to be mainly producing the force with. Right? So we're going to get in our athletic position. One hand's going to be on top of the ball. Okay? We're going to rotate. From here, we're going to push once again with our opposite leg as we slam that ball into the ground. We want to get used to pushing our lead leg into the ground or our front leg into the ground while we're pushing and rotating. Okay, that's super important for the golf swing. So we're going to make our turn. This hand is on top of the ball. We're going to shift or push into the ball of our opposite foot and slam it into the ground. For this exercise, in order to really produce power, we need to be moving at max intent, max speed. We got to feel like we're throwing it as hard as we can. For our next exercise, we're going to do banded power rotations. Okay, these are going to be trunk rotations. For this exercise, as in all power exercises, we want to be moving as fast and forcefully as we can. So we're going to take this band. We're going to use a weighted band that if we were to just be doing normal rotations, we want to be doing kind of in the 12 to 15 rep range before we're tired. So it's not a super heavy band, but it's also not too light. We're going to take the band. We're going to get in golf posture, arms outstretched in front, holding on with both hands. From here, we're going to allow the band to kind of pull us back slightly. So we need to create enough slack to where the band can just pull us back a little bit, and then we're going to push and explode. Once again, we're going to push into our lead ball of our foot, and we're going to explode as fast and powerfully as we can. Okay, we want to go to 0 to 100 as quickly as possible. So we're going to get it out in front. There's a moderate tension on the band. We're going to allow it to pull us, and then we're going to push into the lead leg and explode. The last key in reaching our power potential is improving our mobility. I think we've all had lessons where the instructor pulls up a PGA Tour player's swing and compares it to ours, trying to get us to get in a position similar to theirs. And we've also all felt the agony of trying to get into that position that just feels impossible to do. This is because PGA Tour players have a certain level of mobility in their shoulders, spine, and hips that the average player just doesn't have. And that lack of mobility is often holding us back from maximizing our ability to create speed. So our first exercise is heel clicks. This is going to be kind of a beginner exercise to really start loosening up and strengthening those hips. So we're going to get down on the ground. We're going to get into 90-90 position. So one leg is out in front at 90 degrees, the other leg is kind of behind you at 90 degrees. From this position, we can just have our hands on the ground. Okay? We're going to bring this back leg up, rotate it, and touch the heels. Then we're going to rotate it back and bring it down to the ground. You should really feel these glutes lighting up. So if this is difficult for you, you can use some sort of bolster to put underneath you to kind of raise you up. That's going to make it more easy to get in this position, okay? So once again, as you're lifting and rotating, we're really feeling, turning on these glutes. We want to get this leg as high as we can in order to maximize that joint rotation and really improve that glute strength in that rotation movement. Okay, this is going to help us really be more stable in our swing and access that power safely. Our next exercise is to help open up our posterior rib cage and thoracic spine. Okay, this is gonna help us access more range of motion in our swing. So we're gonna take a band, okay? We're gonna put it around our forearm, kind of close to the elbow. From this position, we're gonna back up until we feel a strong tension on the band, okay? Our fist is going to be pointing to the sky, elbow down. We're gonna kind of get in a forward bent position, and from here, we're gonna rotate our chest into our shoulder or armpit, okay? So we're rotating into our shoulder. I'm feeling that tension kind of pulling on the band. As I rotate to that end range, I'm gonna take a deep breath in through the nose, feeling like I'm really expanding that posterior aspect of my rib cage. You wanna feel that stretch right back here. Deep breath in, we're gonna hold 3 seconds, and then slowly breathe out through the mouth. As we breathe out, we're gonna turn further into that shoulder, all right? So we're gonna do that about 3 times in a row without coming out, okay? So we're gonna breathe in, rotate further. Hold that, breathe in, expand, rotate further. One more time, breathe in, expand, rotate further. And then we're gonna hold. Okay, so next we have our RDL with an internal rotation bias. Okay, so for this exercise, we're gonna grab a weight. We're gonna put 1 foot back so that we're up on the toe. Our weight is on the other leg. Almost no weight on this right leg at all, okay? From here, we're gonna sort of rotate this leg outward, okay? Pointing the heel more towards the side. And we're gonna turn into this hip. This is gonna put us in more of the internal rotation bias, okay? So the weight is in my opposite leg of the stance leg. From here, we're gonna hinge forward, really feeling like we're pushing our glutes backward, pushing our weight into the heel of the stance leg. As we come forward, we're feeling like we're lowering down with this side, pushing the butt backwards, lowering down with our hamstrings and glutes. We shouldn't feel any strain or pressure in our back. We're really gonna feel all this side hamstring and glutes light up as we do it. So we're deep into this hip, we're lowering down, pushing our butt back. We're gonna go as low as we can comfortably. Once we feel that strong strain and contraction in our hip, we're gonna hold 3 seconds and then slowly come up. When we come up, we wanna really feel like we're pushing our foot into the ground, contracting those glutes even more, and then pushing our hips forward, squeezing that side glute as we come up. If you like this type of content, don't forget to like and subscribe and send to a friend that you think could use some more power in their game. And if you're struggling with low back pain, don't forget to check out this video I made giving you some tips and exercises on how to play pain-free golf. I'll see you next time.